Just when the Chargers needed everything to fall in place, they've been dealt a tough blow. A shocking injury update on Justin Herbert has put their playoff hopes on shaky ground. Herbert's resilience is unquestionable, but the timing of this setback couldn't be worse, with a must-win game against the Buccaneers right around the corner. This isn't just about Herbert, though. Injuries are piling up across the roster. They're locked in a tight AFC race, currently sitting as the 6th seed but tied with 2 other teams. Each win now is critical. The Buccaneers, while struggling this season, are no pushovers, and they'll be looking to take full advantage of any vulnerabilities the Chargers show. The Chargers have no room for error, and the pressure is mounting. Today, we'll break down what this injury means for the team, how it impacts their playoff picture, and what needs to happen for them to stay in the hunt. This isn't just another game, it's a defining moment in their season. So, let's dive into what's at stake and how the Chargers can navigate this storm. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. The Chargers' recent matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs was a nail-biter, ending in a narrow 17-19 loss. Offensively, the Chargers showed flashes of brilliance but struggled to maintain consistency. Justin Herbert completed 21 of 34 passes for 213 yards and a touchdown. While those numbers don't jump off the page, what stood out was his determination. Playing through a painful ankle injury, Herbert fought to keep his team in the game. His mobility was visibly limited, which affected the Chargers' ability to capitalize on key opportunities, especially when scrambling out of the pocket or extending plays. Defensively, the Chargers gave a commendable effort, keeping the Chiefs' high-powered offense in check for most of the game. They limited Patrick Mahomes and his receivers, forcing the Chiefs to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns. However, the defense couldn't come up with a critical stop late in the game, allowing Kansas City to secure the victory with a last-second field goal. This loss has significant playoff implications. At 8-5, the Chargers remain in the hunt, but now face mounting pressure due to Herbert's injury. The injury occurred during the Chargers' first drive against the Chiefs, where Herbert scrambled for 7 yards before being tackled awkwardly. While he managed to finish the game, it was clear he wasn't at full strength. His mobility was noticeably affected, and every step seemed labored, a concerning sight for fans and teammates alike. Justin Herbert's status for the upcoming match is still questionable. Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh revealed that it is a separate ailment from the high ankle sprain that Herbert played through earlier in the season. He further mentioned in the press conference, "I'd like to give him some rest, but you know Justin. I don't control him. Sometimes he looks at me and he goes out there, and a lot of times it's good for him. He's one of those type of guys where football is the treatment, is the medicine, and I get that. He'll be doing everything and anything in his power to play on Sunday. We'll see about practice today." For a quarterback like Herbert, whose game thrives on athleticism and improvisation, an ankle injury is no small setback. This isn't the first time Herbert has faced adversity this season. Earlier, he dealt with a plantar fascia issue and knee swelling, both of which raised concerns about his long-term durability. Despite these challenges, Herbert has shown incredible toughness, playing through pain and delivering key performances. His mindset is nothing short of inspiring. He's the kind of player who refuses to sit out unless absolutely necessary. Chargers medical staff is working tirelessly, using every tool in their arsenal to ensure he's as ready as possible for the Bucs game. All eyes will be on Herbert's progress this week, as his ability to recover could very well determine the outcome of their season. The stakes have never been higher. Real concerns for the Chargers are that Justin Herbert isn't the only player on the Chargers dealing with injuries at a crucial point in the season. The team's depth is being tested as several key players are nursing various ailments. Derius Davis, with a hamstring issue, and Will Dissly, with a shoulder issue, are sidelined, which further limits their options. Ladd McConkey and Joey Bosa also haven't practiced fully, which also limits the options for coach Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers' medical and coaching staff have a tall task ahead, keeping the roster healthy enough to compete while preparing backups to contribute to critical moments. It's not an easy road, but the ability to adapt will define their chances moving forward. As it stands, the Chargers are holding on to the 6th seed in the AFC playoff race, but it's anything but secure. With an 8-5 record, they are in a 3-way tie with the Baltimore Ravens and Denver Broncos. Tiebreakers currently give the Chargers the edge over Denver, but one slip-up could drastically change their position. The competition is intense, and every game from here on out will feel like a playoff game. Baltimore and Denver are equally motivated, fighting to secure their spots. While Baltimore has an easier schedule ahead, the Broncos remain a direct threat, with a head-to-head matchup against the Chargers looming in Week 16. The Chargers have no margin for error. Every win matters, and the room for missteps is non-existent. Looking ahead, their remaining schedule doesn't do them any favors. Next up is a crucial game against the Buccaneers, a team with playoff hopes of their own. After that, it's a grueling stretch. The Broncos in Week 16, the Patriots in Week 17, and the Raiders again in Week 18. These are no easy opponents, and the Chargers will need to be at their absolute best to secure the wins needed to stay in the playoff picture. For the Chargers to clinch a spot, they need at least 2 more wins, though 3 would provide a much safer path. Beating the Buccaneers is critical. It's their most winnable game left and would give them momentum heading into the final stretch. On the flip side, a loss to Tampa Bay could spell disaster, potentially dropping them out of the playoff bracket entirely if the Broncos or Ravens capitalize. Now the question is, can they rise to the challenge and keep their playoff hopes alive? Now, speaking of the upcoming match against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers specifically, a team that has been inconsistent this season but still poses a serious threat. The Buccaneers sit at 7-6, leading the NFC West currently, although they are far behind the Detroit Lions in the first-round bye. They've shown flashes of brilliance on both sides of the ball. Defensively, the Buccaneers are their strongest in the trenches. Their defensive line, led by Vita Vea, is one of the best at stopping the run, which could limit the Chargers' ground game. Tampa Bay's secondary, while not elite, has playmakers who can force turnovers if given the chance. Offensively, quarterback Baker Mayfield has been steady, using short passes and play action to keep defenses off balance. Their run game, though inconsistent, has the potential to break big plays, especially against an injured Chargers defense. Also, don't forget that the Buccaneers have won the last 3 games against the Chargers consecutively, which will definitely give them a psychological edge. For the Chargers, the key matchup will be how Justin Herbert and his offense handle the Buccaneers' pass rush. With his ankle injury limiting his mobility, Herbert will need to get the ball out quickly and rely on short, efficient passes to move the chains. The Chargers' offensive line will need to step up and provide him with enough time to make plays, especially against a defense that thrives on creating pressure. On the flip side, the Chargers' defense must contain Mayfield and the Bucs' play-action attack. Stopping the run early will force Tampa Bay into obvious passing situations, allowing the Chargers to apply pressure and potentially force mistakes. If Justin Herbert is unable to play in the upcoming game, it is expected that Taylor Heinicke will start the game for the Chargers. Heinicke, acquired from the Atlanta Falcons earlier this season, has experience as a starter in the Easton Stick is listed as the third-string quarterback and would serve as the backup to Heinicke if Herbert is unavailable. So, the Chargers are in a make-or-break moment. With Justin Herbert's injury adding another layer of complexity to an already tough playoff race, the team must dig deep to overcome these challenges. The Buccaneers are no easy opponent, and with so much at stake, this game could define the Chargers' season. Whether it's Herbert's resilience, the depth stepping up, or the coaching adjustments, every element will be tested. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think? Will Justin Herbert's injury hold the Chargers back, or can he fight through the pain and lead his team to victory? Do you think the Chargers have what it takes to beat the Buccaneers and stay in the playoff race? Which players do you believe need to step up the most for the Chargers to pull off a win? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay updated on all things NFL, especially the AFC West. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.